My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. It is time to go into a silent run. There we go. Beautiful. Whew. Hello again. Lose all gold from random rare relic is probably one of the best choices. Like, in total. Duvu Doll. For each curse in your deck, start combat with an additional 1 strength. You have no curses. Well, now picking up curses is a lot less punishing. So that's good. I'm probably just going to go for a 1 elite path here, but it has so many question mark spaces, and that's what's really appealing to me about it. I know I wasted 3 damage there, by the way, but it's so that I can neutralize the backline and then use single defend, rather than having to double defend. And I could have also actually double defended, struck, and then neutralized the front line, and I would have saved all of my HP there. So that's what I should have done. I lost 1 HP to a little bit of a mistake there. But that's okay. You gotta make mistakes so you can forgive yourself for them. And learn from them, obviously. Do both. Try do both. We'll take a Predator because we've got 1 elite, and as much as I do need Dagger Spray, Predator is rarer. Take a curse. Remove a card from my deck. Oh. Well, I shouldn't remove the curses from my deck. That's not the point of my deck. So we'll remove a... probably a strike because we already have a Predator. Yeah, getting Regret in my opening hand is going to be rough for us because it's just going to deal 5 damage for us a lot of the time. That's just going to be really difficult to stop. And also, Predator is going to consistently draw me larger hands, which are then going to have the same problem. Prepared is actually interesting in a deck that intends to run a lot of curses, because usually Prepared, I would argue, isn't that great, because if your deck is mostly good, you can see the rule that's going to be broken here. If your deck is mostly good, which typically my silent decks are, I don't typically draw cards that I don't really want to play. So playing a Prepared takes up a slot for the Prepared card, then you draw a card and discard a card. So both of those cancel out if you can assume the cards in your hand are worth the cards in your deck, but you've also lowered your draw by 1 by initially drawing that Prepared. So you're actually lowering the size of your hand by 1 card. However, in a deck that intentionally is going to take curses, extra discard cards are quite handy, but even more so than that, cycle is more important, because you will oftentimes have garbage in your hand, and because of the Duvu Doll, I'm not going to want to remove that garbage. So here I will actually take a Prepared. Same reason. Huh. That's a very, very intriguing Omamori that I'm not going to take. The Paper Crane is just a ridiculous thing. It is insane. It is stupidly powerful. I actually don't think I can ignore it. I kind of want to take that and the Master of Strategy, to be honest, because Master of Strategy is also ridiculous. Flash of Steel is amazing as well. Flash of Steel is also going to get the 2 extra strength from the Duvu Doll. So I'm concerned, is it the Flash of Steel or is it the Master of Sadness, Master of Strategy? I'm going to take the Master of Strategy because I might get a Flash of Steel later. Okay. Drop a defense on myself there because I don't want to take the 8 damage. If I only had normal defense, I probably would have gone with a strike there. See, here I can prepare to get rid of the doubt. Unfortunately, if I'm Master of Strategy here, I know I'm going to draw the Regret, and I would probably... oh god, is there a word for it? Just not feel good about that. Like, it wouldn't be... it would be a thing that I wouldn't feel good about in retrospect. God, there's got to be a word. Oh, well, no clue. All right. 2 strikes is actually 16 damage, so I probably do want a Master of Strategy so that I can try and get enough damage to kill the backline, because that is actually going to save me 8 HP. Oh, wow! Hilarious prank game! Fucker. Oh, look, it's all of my attack cards. Woo! All right. This fight has been, just not, not a, it's, I'm trying to be charitable, in my description. Which means that I should probably just not discuss the turn. It's the only way that I can be charitable. I was always told if you can't say anything nice, shut the fuck up. Might have been a little irony in the way I was taught that. Alright. No need to do anything this turn, in fact. Can I please just have my, lethal now, please? Thank you. Letter opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. We're probably going to tend towards attacks as a result of the Duvu dolls. That's not likely to be a significant defining feature of our run. Again, finisher with Duvu doll is going to be really, really important because finisher benefits from strength every single trigger of it. So finisher is going to be a great pickup for us. Also, because of the Duvu doll and the fact that we have extra strength in our deck, we're actually really incentivized to pick up shivs because they are low cost attacks that are going to be able to carry a lot of damage for us. Just going to defend here. I'm actually not going to use the Master of Strategy because I want to be able to kill in the same turn. Yeah. As I draw Regret, because then Regret won't be able to trigger. But having extra strength in your deck incentivizes picking up shivs, and it also incentivizes picking up finishers, and having shivs incentivizes picking up finishers, so you can see there is like a triangle of incentive here. Now this is interesting. Underhanded Strike. Deal 8 damage. If you have discarded a card this turn, gain 2 extra energy. And we are going to be discarding a fair few cards. We've got Prepared, we've got Survivor, and we're also going to draft some more discard synergies as a result of these 2 curses in our deck. So I'm wondering, maybe I pick up a Underhanded Strike. Almost certainly the better play would be picking up the Calculated Gamble for us right now. But I think I'm going to go with the Underhanded Strike, and the reasoning behind that is because it's new. Mercury Hourglass. At the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Sure. I should actually probably rest here. As much as I really want to upgrade the Neutralize so that I can get much more of an effect out of Paper Crane. Alright, I'm going to do it still. And then I'm actually going to dodge the Elite here. Take 6 damage or block potion. I'm going to take the 6. If I hadn't have drawn that Neutralize, it would have been easier to decide. Riddle with Holes is going to get better for every charge of Duvu Doll, and we're already kind of going all in on Duvu Doll. That's why, in fact, I'm going for these 4 question marks, because question mark spaces are more likely to get you curses. So I'm actually going to take a Riddle with Holes here. Show me the curse. I would take Neutralize. I'd probably take Alchemize if I can't find anything else. Doubt. Give me Doubt. No. So Alchemize is here and here. Yeah. Let's take it. Okay. Underhanded Strike is an easy kill. And then Finisher is an easy kill as well. And I'm going to have to defend, unfortunately, because 7 damage. It's not that 7 damage is so much more than the 6 damage I didn't want to defend before. It's that Alchemize means our potions mean less to us now. Masterful Stab is rarely going to trigger, courtesy of the curses I'm going to be putting in my deck. Man, this didn't really work out in the way that I'd hoped. I'm gonna go for another finisher. I really need some shivs to start showing up. Like, extraordinarily necessary for shivs to show up. Survivor discarding a card allows me to underhanded strike for free. It's 25 damage from Riddle with Holes. Okay. Let's do card draw. Let's do energy. $25. You know what? I'm actually going to go double strike because then that puts you down to 1 in your block state, and then I can finish up for 24, and then you'll block for 20 after that. That also allows me to alchemize. So the problem is, if I riddle with holes right now, you use your transformation, you get your mode shift active, and then you get 20 block, and then I have to work through that to start hitting your HP again. So instead, I want to set you to the smallest number possible before you mode shift, and then attack you. And if I Predator right now, I actually mode shift you. So these two attacks put you to 1, and then Finisher puts you over the top. I will check the Alchemize first, just in case it makes a difference. It does not. Okay. Not a bad opener there. Neutralize is super significant here, so quite glad to have gotten it. Halve the damage on these 2 turns. Don't mind if I do. You can see exactly why I wanted all of those discards in my deck. Just would have wanted them this turn, if at all possible. Alright, I can take you down to dealing 10 damage, and then I can strike you. I can 8 damage, and then I can 16. That's probably actually not even enough to really justify it. I probably want to play the defense. And then deal 16 damage. Without shivs, those finishes are garbage. I really need the shivs to start showing up. Prepare before we do anything else. Keeping the enemy neutralized for as long as possible is going to be really big, and 25 damage is also pretty significant. Yeah, this is the kind of hand I was always worried about getting. At the very least, doubt triggered before the regret, so it looks like I didn't take the extra damage. Predator Survivor, and then I won't be weak next turn. Completely defend myself. I need to deal 32 damage this turn, if at all possible. That's not. Yeah, we might end up taking this 16. Thankfully, Neutralize has taken it down to 16, rather than what it was before, which was lethal. Or we'll just kill the enemy. Glass Knife, again, is another card that triggers multiple times from Duvu Doll. Rather, it triggers... It gets the strength hit twice, because it deals its damage twice. Interestingly, I could consider Snekowai in this deck. And then I just have to take no lower cost cards anymore, right? So Underhanded Strike becomes a much better card with Snekowai because it's Snekowai applies the randomize effect to you, right? And the randomize effect means that every single time you draw a card, it is going to have a randomized cost between 0 and 3. So it is 25% chance to be 0, 25% chance to be 1, 25% chance to be 2, 25% chance to be 3. So Underhanded Strike only has a 25% chance to be more expensive than it is by base. And it has a 50% chance to be less expensive. And if it's less expensive, it will actually refund me energy. It's a problem, however, that all of these other cards are more likely to be more expensive, especially Master of Strategy and Neutralize. It is worth noting, however, that draw-heavy decks significantly benefit from Snekowai, and the reason behind that is that Snekowai If you have more cards in hand, the chance that you have a card that is lower cost or more cards of lower cost is higher. So it's effectively you're just making a bunch more rolls, right? And Snake-Eye itself increases your hand draw by 2, right? So with Ring of the Snake and Snake-Eye, our opening hand would be 9 cards. If we had a bullet time, I would do it. I don't know if I can do it right now is the problem. I think I have to take the Astrolabe and transform like 3 of my defense. I'm mad about this, but I have to do it. It's probably 2 defense and a strike, actually. Okay, we got an escape plan, we got a reflex plus, and we got a Bane. Bane is going to be just 10 damage for us. 10 damage for a single energy. Escape plan is going to be pretty good because it might contribute towards using the letter opener, and reflex, I mean, we're going to need more discard synergy in our deck to really utilize it. But if we get a single tools of the trade, for example, we're going to be on easy street. I was just checking my way to put as many of them on the ground as possible. Didn't get to use my Alchemize that turn, but it put most of them on the ground, so that's pretty good. Neutralize, Bane, Strike. You're on the ground, and then I get to defend. So I'm going to take 1 damage this turn. But this enemy is now dead, because it takes 1 trigger from Mercury Hourglass now, and then when it gets up next turn, it takes another trigger. I should get rid of the regret. Beautiful. And then any attack card will get... Ooh, beautiful. Thank you for the Alchemize. Poison. Another Underhanded Strike. Fuck. All of these are really good. Okay. Underhanded Strike, we can't take because we need more discard synergies to then take it, right? Blade Dance, though, is... I have 2 finishes in my deck. It's really, really, really rude of me to turn down Blade Dance, especially when playing Blade Dance also contributes towards our letter opener. I do want Prepared Plus here, actually. I really do. But I've been asking for Shiv synergies, and I haven't gotten them. When they turn up, if I then look them square in the jaw... Look them square in the jaw. Look a gift horse in the mouth on that one. That's what I meant to say. I'm making a mistake. Underhanded Strike is free. I'd really like to now Glass Knife and then Finisher, but that means I take 7 damage. I'd also really like to not take 7 damage, if at all possible, so I'm actually going to defend. Could have done 28 more damage there. As a direct result, that turn was incapable of killing, so I took 2 extra damage. Let's Survivor the Bane, and then we've got Neutralize active, so... Or rather, Neutralize will save us. Beautiful. Nope. None of that really tickles my pickle. Let's go for Receiving a Relic for 85, sure. Jutsu Bracelet, regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. That's really good for us because we are intending to go to as many question marks as possible so that we can get more curses. I can take another curse here instead of max HP. Yeah, let's go for it. Keep it a curse. That's extra strength for me. Gambling chip at the start of each combat. Discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that Manny. Totally fine with that. I will go for an Elite here. I guess what I should do is just try and have my opening hand be Blade Dance Finisher, Neutralize Finisher. Well, we got close. 18 damage from that, and then the next one will deal 27. So I don't actually have the capability of just hitting you with both of them. What I do have the capability of doing is hitting... What is this sound going on? Is hitting the front line with the first, and then hitting the back line, and then throwing in a poison potion. I'm fine with that. Unfortunately, my next hand is going to suck ass. Yep, pretty much how I expected that one to go. Beautiful. Taking only 2 damage this turn is fine. Thank you, Paper Crane. I need to get some more weakness in this deck if I can swing it. This fight could have gone a lot worse. Beautiful. This should be lethal unless I've horribly miscounted. Ha! Thank you. Anchor. Start each combat with 10 block. That is going to be really handy because our opening turns tend to be aggressive. Tactician would be really lovely. Do I have enough discard synergy to really use it, though? No, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to draft the discard synergy. Find some potions. Sure, we'll take an energy potion and a block potion. I'm going to go for rests rather than elite. Blade Dance needs to be upgraded because the extra shiv from it is not only an extra 7 damage, but it's also an extra 9 from finishes. Regal Pillow, heal an additional 15 HP when you rest. Sure. I'll upgrade Glass Knife. Again, it's just about having an immediate impact. I only have 3 strikes in my deck. It does upgrade them. I'm gonna do it, but only because my HP is so much lower than my max HP right now. Yeah, it actually goes to 59 as well. So that's thickened up my deck in a way that I'm not actually particularly pleased about. Upgrade Alchemize. If I get Sozu after this, I'm gonna be real mad. Upgrade all strikes and defends. That upgrades 3 defends. So we're probably going to be removing a card from our deck. I'm worried that it actually should be the underhanded strike because I don't have enough discard synergy. But the thing is, I'm planning on taking more discard synergy, I guess. I also don't want to remove a defend. But I guess this deck is supposed to be more aggressive. That doesn't feel good. Remove a card from my deck. Let's go for another defend. You know what? All the way. Bosses are going to be really hard for us. I'm going to upgrade the prepared because I need to be able to discard my tactician. I need to be able to discard my reflex. I'm going to discard something this turn, so underhanded strike is ridiculous. Like, I've already discarded something this turn, is what I mean. Unfortunately, we didn't even get a single copy of Finisher, so I'm pretty sad about that. I mean, that's a reasonable opener, but the problem is, now what do I do, right? I'm fine with that enemy doing its stealing this turn, because again, it's just going to be increasing the size of the future hand for us. I'll start the regen potion here, because I think I'm dead if I don't. Easiest discards of my life. I'm not even going to take my glass knife back this turn. I'm going to get all of it back next turn. I still don't have AoE. That was perfect. That series of draws. If I could only play another skill right now, I would be able to clear the board. What are you holding for me right now? You're holding a finisher. I got those back on non-opportune turns. You're buffing up, which means that next turn you are going to murder me. And I'm dead. Yeah, I haven't been working through your artifacting enough. And as a result, your next hit is going to actually kill me. Alright. I tried. I've obviously got no defense in this deck. Like, kind of part and parcel of the deck was not having that. The idea was that I was going to be mainly defending myself with Paper Crane and healing up using the bites, but the deck became so very convoluted with the fact that it wanted a discard identity, it wanted a shiv identity, it wanted a strength identity, it wanted an attack identity, it wanted a skill identity. It had too many different things that it wanted to focus on, so it was okay at a lot of them, but garbage at all of them. Or rather, it was okay at a lot of them, but it wasn't good at any one of them. And in total, they didn't add up to the sum of their parts. They added up to a garbage run. Let's have a look at the run history. So I think Master of Strategy was a good pickup. I think having the Duvu Doll and getting those 3 strengths, that was fine. I think as soon as I started to take Underhanded Strike and started to go for a discard synergy, I really lost my way there. Although I was able to discard the curses in a lot of situations, what I really should have done is just built a deck that didn't care that they were there. And that would have been by having a bunch of card draws. So Master of Strategy was a way of doing that. And having a deck that does so much damage that it really doesn't matter. So the finishes and the Blade Dancers with that. So what I really should have done is just focused on the Master of Strategy, the finishes, the Blade Dancers. The Alchemize probably wasn't entirely necessary, but I think overall it ended up being a boon for that deck. The Glass Knife was essential, but we did underutilize it. We didn't really have that many positions to utilize it in. And the Neutralize, we ended up in a weird position where I picked the Paper Crane super early, and the only other form of weakness that I saw, or rather that I noticed, was a Neutralize in a card game, and I didn't even find the second copy of Neutralize, so I wasn't actually capable of taking it. That's really unfortunate, because what you really, really, really want with a Paper Crane deck is just a bunch of weakness, because everything becomes trivial at that point. You can have very little defense in your deck and you'll still be able to succeed. Another way that we would have been able to succeed with this deck is like if, you know, Cloak and Dagger showed up ever, literally at all, because Cloak and Dagger would have been the defining card of this deck. It would provide the defense that we needed, as well as providing 2 attacks, each of which would have dealt 7 damage, 4 by the basic shiv, 3 from the extra strength, and buffed up our finishes. Taking those finishes while hoping that in the future I would get extra copies of shivs was optimistic, but at the same rate, it's really unlikely that you don't get Cloak and Dagger ever, because Cloak and Dagger is a super common card. It was a really unfortunate run. I feel like Cloak and Dagger showing up at any point would have been kind of a defining feature, and it just didn't want to appear. We got one Blade Dance, but with it, we were able to punch out some damage, but we weren't really able to help ourselves. What I really might have also considered there is taking Snecko Eye, but I didn't see many cards on the second floor that would have made me feel that great about the fact that I took Snecko Eye, except for the second copy of Underhanded Strike. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Slay the Spire. That has been a silent run-ish. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.